Good evening, my brothers and sisters, my father, all the people who are listening to this program. I thank you for being part and parcel of this discussion. We are still on the topic of the demons, the power of the demons, and what they did to the children of Adam after Adam and Eve has agreed with the snake and take the fruit of the center of the garden and eat it. That influence has destroyed the whole humanity. We saw it attacking Cain. Cain did not see the life in his brother Abel. He felt like if Abel did not go to the field to give in his gifts to God, if he went there alone, God would have accepted his gifts. Unfortunately, God will not have accepted his gift. But to him, he felt if he was alone there and was the only person giving gift to God, God will not have any choice but will accept his gift. So the guy was greedy. The guy was not honest. The guy did not have love. The guy did not support the kingdom of the real God. He supported the kingdom of the snake, the kingdom of the devil. That is the reason why he did not even feel pity that he planned to kill his brother, that he took his brother's life, knowing that by killing this brother's life, he will never have a brother again. His life will be empty. He will be somebody who does not have life around him. But according to him, it was a way of defending himself. That's why we heard him telling his two wives, Zillah and Ada, that he has killed a man and the man has been hurting him. He is lying. You see, the way Cain defended himself, it's a liar because the devil is the liar. So Cain did not have any pity on what he has done. The fact that he killed his wife, his brother, and he even said God has promised that no one will kill him. But then if somebody want to kill Cain, he will have to kill Cain, but he will pay it 7 times. But for him, Lamech, he will not be killed. If that person can kill him, he will have to pay 77 times. He was boasting that God has to reward him by protection. This is the same thing that we see in our people. When they kill somebody, they go to courts, they pay some lawyers so that they can be rewarded, they can be protected by the law, knowing that, but I killed this person. I destroy this person's life. I destroy my marriage. I destroy my children. But people of this world, they are very, very, very cruel. And they want to make sure that we must feel pity for them, even when they know that what they've done was very bad. So today we are going to go to Genesis 8, verse 1. We're talking about what happened during the process when the water was now coming down and the people inside the boat were going out to start a new life completely. A life where they thought, according to God, he thought he has destroyed all the demons, but he left only 7 of them. The only person in the boat who was very clean was Noah. The rest of the people were not clean. So they were just there because Noah find favor in God. And God decided to keep 8 people so that the generation of Jesus Christ, the family of Jesus Christ, can be preserved. Why must he be preserved? Because we are going to be here in 2025. 2026. And we need that Jesus Christ to help us put our life back to order so that we can go back to our God, so that the spirit He put in us will be preserved to an extent that it will go back to us being clean and we are going to be accepted. Besides the coming of Jesus Christ, there was no way we will be accepted. So God felt that even if Noah, his wife, and the children are not clean, But for the sake of Jesus Christ, he kept the family alive. So let's go to Genesis 8, verse 1. But God remembered Noah and all the wild animal and livestock with him in the boat. He set a wind to blow across the earth, and the flood water began to recede. The underground water stopped flowing, and the torrential rage from the sky were stopped. So the flood water gradually descended from the earth after 150 days. Exactly 5 months from the time of the floods began, the boat came to rest on the mountain of Ararat. 2.5 months later, as the water continued to go down, other mountain peaks became visible. After another 40 days, Noah opened the window he had made in the boat and released a raven. The bed flowed back and forth until the flood water on the earth has dried up. He also released a dove to see if the water has receded completely. It could find if the water had receded, it could find dry ground. But the dove could find no place to land because the water was still covering the ground. So it returned to the boat, and Noah held out his hand and brought the dove back inside. After waiting for another 7 days, Noah released the dove again. This time, the dove returned to him in the evening with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. Then Noah knew that the flood water was almost gone. He waited for another 7 days and then released the dove again. This time it did not come back. Noah was around 601 years old. On the first day of the new year, 10.5 months after the flood began, the flood water had almost dried up from the earth. Noah lifted back the covering of the boat and saw that the surface of the ground was drying. 2 months went by, and at last the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Leave the boat, all of you, you and your wife, your sons and their wives. Release all the animals, the birds and the livestock, and the small animals that carry along the ground, so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth." So Noah, his wife, and his sons, their wives, left the boat, and all the large animal, small animal, birds came out of the boat, pair by pair. Then Noah built an altar of, to the Lord, and there he sacrificed a burnt offering, the animal, the birds that had been approved for the purpose. And the Lord was pleased with the aroma of the sacrifice and said to himself, "I'll never again curse the ground because of the human race, even though everything they think or imagine is bent towards evil from childhood. I will never again destroy all the living things. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting, harvest, cold, heat, summer, winter, day, and night." This is the situation where we find ourselves in now. Yes, God has destroyed everybody, everything that was alive. It destroyed all the animal, it destroyed the livestock, it destroyed the people, it destroyed the small craving animal, it destroyed everything. And according to him, it was like, at least I have erased the power of the demon in the human beings. It was so unfortunate. The only person who received favor from God was Noah. So Noah was to carry on the stream of Jesus' family, so that when Jesus is supposed to be born, he must be born in the family of Noah. But the people who has died, they had their demons. But those demons still remain because demons are spirits. And as we look forward, we saw that the wife of Noah and his children and their wives, they were not clean. So immediately when they start to live in this earth, they will continue with the problem of demonic powers. But God felt that no, it's okay. At least These people that have saved must go back to the earth again. So he started to allow the wind to blow across the earth, and then the flood water began to recede, and the underground water stopped flowing, and the torrential rains from the sky were stopped, and the flooding gradually recede from the earth. So after 150 days, exactly 5 months from the time the flood began, the boat came to rest on the mountain of Ararat, which means the water was drying up very fast. So 2.5 months later, the water started to pick up some peaks of the mountain. They become visible. After 40 days, Noah opened the window he has made in the boat, and he released a raven. The raven flows back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until it did not come again, because now the land was dry. So the raven felt there were so many bodies there, so it could find food to eat. But after that, Noah opened the window he had made in the boat after 40 days. And after releasing the raven, he also released the dove. The dove will go out there and fly. And if there is dry ground, it will find the place to start to land. But the dove could not find place to land because the water was still covering the ground. So it returned to the boat. Noah held out his hand and drew the dove back, which means that there was still a lot of water. The land has not dried up. Even when the raven is enjoying some meat there, but with the dove, things were not right so far. So he has to wait for another 7 days and release the dove again. Then when it comes back in the evening, it brings back a leaf of an olive tree to show that the flood water has dried up now. But he waited for another 7 days and then released the dove again. This time it did not come back. Noah was now 601 years old. So on the first day of the new year, 10.5 months after the flood begins, the flood water has almost dried up from the earth. Noah lifted back the covering of the boat and saw that the surface of the ground was drying. So everything was going gradually, waiting for 7 days, 7 days. So in the life of each and every human being, we must understand that if you are studying the Bible every day and every night, after 7 days, you will see some changes. And if you continue to study the Bible for another 7 days, you will see more changes. The more you see more changes, that changes will be affecting your own body, your own mind, your own thinking. Everything about you will be attended to. So by keeping on reading the Bible on a day-to-day basis, then we allow God to change our life, like what God was doing here. Noah knew this principle of 7 days, that this is the principle of change, new things coming, new development coming to our life. So he kept on waiting. He didn't worry. Even if he has to wait for 2 months, that was going to be enough for him to determine that more changes are coming. There is a lot of changes now that are there. So God said to Noah, now leave the boat. So after realizing that now the ground is dry and the dove is bringing in a fresh leaf from the olive tree, then he realized, he saw that the surface of the ground was dry. And God said to Noah, now leave the boat, all of you, you and your wife, your sons and their wives. Release all the animals, the birds, the livestock, small animals that carry along the ground, so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth. This is something that God always kept in his mind. That after destroying all these people, I will allow these 8 people to multiply again and be fruitful and fill the earth. So the family left the boat with everything they had, and Noah, being felt very happy now, he made an altar where he sacrificed to the Lord, and the Lord started to feel the aroma of the sacrifice, and it was pleasing to him. Then he said, I will never curse the ground because of the human race, even though everything they think or imagine is bent towards evil from childhood. I'll never again destroy all living things. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting, harvest, cold, heat, summer, winter, day and night. Which means all those curses that was given to the woman, all that curses that was given to the snake, all that curses that were given to the man, they will remain. God does not want to change things because he has killed so many people through water. Because the mind of these people from childhood is still thinking of doing evil, not because they wanted to, because of the cases that happened in the Garden of Eden. The demons that were inherited that time, they are still influencing even children born today. So nothing is going to change. Nothing will go to change. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting, harvesting, cold, heat, summer and winter, day and night. All those curses are going to stay. Whether we like it or we don't like it, it will stay the same. Even when Jesus has come, those curses remain. But Jesus has given us an opportunity that we can go back to God by being baptized in the water. The same water that destroyed the earth is going to be used to baptize us. And the same spirit that was holding the family together, it's going to be the same spirit that Jesus is bringing in. And unless a person is born again through water and the spirit, there is no way that he will be able to go back to God. And Jesus also mentioned this, that if a person is to live, he must only live by the word coming from the mouth of God. As Noah lived by the word and the promises and the protection coming from God, the same applies to each and every person who is here on earth. Will only be living by the word coming from the mouth of God. And the God we are talking about is Jesus of Nazareth. And the God we are talking about is the one whose baptism was done by John the Baptist. And he carried on the principle of baptism, carrying on the same way that has happened. And now we can see that now Jesus has come. And when he has come, he said to us, if you have got any problem, come you with all your problems and bring your problems to me and sit down and I will teach you because I am humble at heart. No one can teach you the way back to God except me. And Jesus even says that I am the way, the truth, and life. So Jesus has to put everything in place so that when we are in this world, we must know what is that is required from us. What is that we should do in order to go back to heaven? In order for the spirit of us that is in us be able to be given an opportunity to go back to the owner. Otherwise, the same spirit will go to hell. So Jesus has done all these things and he prepared everything for us. Now we are living under his leadership, under his mercy, under his favor. And the moment we carry on living under his favor, the moment we become the best people for him, and he will preserve our life until we go back to heaven. So because of this message, I thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for being part and parcel of this sermon tonight. I thank you. Tomorrow we are going to be carrying on with the issue of the demons. I think we're about to finish the topic of the demons because it doesn't end. Immediately this demon, the pocket started 15, 10,000, 4,000 years ago. It carries on until today. And there is no way we can run away from the demons because they are part, according to God. As long as the earth remains, there will be planting, harvest, cold, heat, summer, winter, day, and night. So everything is going to be in place. The demons that destroy Adam and Eve and the snake are going to be in place. So the only thing we can do is to go back to Jesus and ask for forgiveness, and we get baptized. We buy our own Bible. We study them every day so that Jesus can control our life. Jesus can lead our life back to himself. In Jesus' name, amen.